The time now is 5 p.m. and you're watching TVS News English News with me, Razi Ahmad. Our top story. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim concurs with Indonesian President Joko Widodo to strengthen bilateral relations between Malaysia and Indonesia. Both leaders are also determined to resolve a few ongoing issues, such as the recruitment and protection of migrant workers from Indonesia, border issues, and potential investment in the capital city of Nusantara.
In a joint statement held after Anwar's official visit to Bogor Palace this morning, Anwar and Jokowi agreed to settle unfinished discussions and sign memorandums by the end of this year. Anwar gave his commitment to prioritize Indonesian migrant workers' rights as well as ease their entry into Malaysia.
Kita insya-Allah akan menghindari isu-isu yang boleh merenggangkan dan meretakkan hubungan kerana saya mahu hubungan Malaysia-Indonesia itu agak kategorinya special. Jadi soal TKI ini yang mengguris perasaan ramai rakyat Indonesia, bukan saja pemerintah. Dan saya tahu benar kerana saya berpengalaman di penjara yang sama, mendengar pada ketika itu kesan cambukan ke atas mereka, dan saya tidak fikir ini satu yang manusiawi. Dan alhamdulillah untuk tahun ini, tahun lalu 2022, soal cambuk itu sudah dihentikan. Tetapi itu bukan penyelesaian. Penyelesaiannya harus lebih menyeluruh supaya nasib pekerja di peringkat bawahan itu dapat dibela, dan saya dapat pengakuan kami berdua untuk memastikan kerja-kerja agensi pekerja ini harus hanya sekadar facilitate dan permudahkan dan tidak hanya mengambil keuntungan berlebihan untuk menekan pekerja di peringkat bawahan. Dan oleh demikian soal digitalization unit ini sangat penting kerana ia dengan sendirinya akan mengurangkan karenah birokrasi dan keperluan menggunakan terlalu ramai agen.
Touching on border issues, Anwar said many discussions and meetings have taken place, but many issues remain unresolved and Malaysia hopes they can be decided through mutual agreement.
Hal-hal lain perbatasan dan sebagainya tentunya kita akan teliti dan laksanakan. Saya dari taklimat yang saya perolehi, Bapak, tidak terlalu banyak kerumitannya, ya. Tetapi ia hanya memerlukan satu tekad yang jelas, dan insya-Allah dalam masa terdekat saya akan bawa ke Jemaah Menteri.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is on the second day of a two-day official visit to Indonesia. Anwar was accompanied by Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir and International Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Abdul Aziz, among others.
Sarawak is a notable state well known for its richness in diversity and cultural activities. Now, as such, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, KBS, in joint efforts with the Sarawak government, will enhance the concept of unity in the development of sports on the federal level.
Citing Sarawak as an example, Minister of Youth and Sports, Hannah Yoh, said the concept of unity should be cultivated in the youth and sports industry in Malaysia.
Perjumpaan ini adalah courtesy call di Sarawak untuk membincangkan kerjasama yang kita boleh lakukan untuk pembangunan sukan dan juga pembangunan belia. Dan Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak telah berkongsi idea dan pandangan beliau terutamanya on multiculturalism dari segi konsep perpaduan yang wujud di Sarawak sangat kuat, dan bagaimana idea-idea ini boleh kita terapkan dalam usaha Kementerian Belia dan Sukan untuk membina sukan dan belia. Jadi konsep itu agak menarik, idea-idea beliau, dan kita akan bawa ini balik ke Putrajaya untuk bincang bersama dan tengok bagaimana kita boleh bekerjasama dengan lebih erat lagi.
Yoh also shared that during the 1-hour meeting, Abang Johari expressed his openness to collaborate with the federal government to realise the vision. Commenting further, she also added that further discussion will be made regarding the matter with Sarawak Minister of Youth and Sports, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, in a courtesy call scheduled to be held in Putrajaya this coming January 16th. In the spirit of the Malaysian Agreement 1963, MA63, Yoh said she will be committing her time to visiting Sabah and Sarawak once a month to look into aspects of youth and sports in both states.
For myself, I'm committing my time to making sure that every month there will be at least one visit to Sabah or Sarawak, which means then 2 months once I want to come here and see how we can work together. I think that's in the spirit of MA63. We want to make sure that we move together. Traditional sports definitely, and also you're very rich in your cultural activities here.
Meanwhile, Yoh also expressed her interest in exploring the potential of aquatic sports in Sarawak at the grassroots levels.
The Standard Operating Procedures (SOP) to enter the country will remain the same for the time being. The Minister of Home Affairs, Dato Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said any changes to the SOP will be made only based on the latest COVID-19 data.
Saifuddin explained that SOP undergone by travellers from China is the same as travellers from other countries.
Tentulah tidak bijaksana untuk kita selektif. Saya fikir tak tepat untuk negara mengambil penderan begitu.
He said this to reporters after monitoring the daily operations at KLIA International Airport today. However, Saifuddin noted that the government will not compromise with the public's safety from any threats, including the COVID-19 pandemic. Previously, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim said Malaysia does not discriminate against any country while conducting COVID-19 inspections against tourists, but only aims to prioritize people's health. Saifuddin also assured that the Immigration Department will tighten its surveillance of the entry of foreigners. He further commented that tourists with symptoms will be taken to a doctor on duty for checkup.
Saya tengok sendiri catatan rekod termasuk kapal terbang yang membawa pelawat dari China, suhu 37, 35. Saya tanya sendiri prosedur kalau ada dikesan demam ke mana, diletakkan satu poin khusus, doktor akan buat semakan lagi. Kalau masih lagi kekal dengan rekod tanda-tanda yang mengancam, istilahnya positif, pilihannya terus dibawa ke Sungai Buloh.
In regards to the inspection at the immigration counter at KLIA, he was satisfied on the whole, as most tourists complied with the existing SOP.
Still with the ongoing political crisis in Sabah, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim is expected to fly into Sabah later tonight to meet with representatives of Sabah political parties on the issue. And joining us this evening is our reporter Amirul Mukminin from Sabah. Amirul, could you fill us in on the political situation in Sabah right now?
Thank you, Razi. So today we live from Chief Minister House, Srigaya, in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. So tonight, the Prime Minister, Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, will meet all the top leaders in Sabah, including the Chief Minister, Dato Sri Haji Jinor, Barisan National Chief, Dato Bung Mokhtaruddin, and Warisan President Dato Sri Shafi Abdal, expecting to be seen on the airports, and then they're going to move to Megaland Sutra for discussing about the catastrophe or the political situation in Sabah right now. We're expecting the Prime Minister will arrive at 9 o'clock in the evening, and meanwhile the Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Zahid Hamidi will be arriving on 7:10 in the evening today, and then he will be proceeding to UMNO base, which is they will be discussing about the UMNO situation right in Sabah right now, because the GRS has more than 50 seats right now. And meanwhile, the Bung Mokhtaruddin, we did not see any updates today because we are looking forward to see Bung Mokhtar, whether he's willing up to see the Prime Minister tonight. And we actually live cross from the Chief Minister's house itself, which we can see just now. They are discussing about the new policies or enactment for tomorrow in Sidang Dun Khas tomorrow morning. So actually we are waiting for the updates, and TVS is always on the side. Get back to you, Razi.
Well, thank you for the updates. Amirul Mukminin reporting from Sabah. We will be right back after a short break. Welcome back. The reintroduction of Goods and Services Tax, GST, should be seen as one of the means to increase national income. Now, economic analyst Dr. Madeline Burma believe that should the GST be re-implemented, it should be reintroduced at a lower rate than previously implemented. She added that the government should educate the public on the benefits of the tax, as many Malaysians currently have a negative perception on the matter.
Malaysians really are very allergic to taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a bit different from how foreign countries they view taxes differently. For us here, the moment you mention taxes, the people always cringe at the idea that the taxes. I think it's basically due to the fact that it is not properly explained, and more importantly, people are not really aware of how the money from the taxes are being allocated. I think if the government needs to raise or reintroduce GST or any other form of taxes, I think there needs to be a kind of the government really needs to educate Malaysians.
According to Madeline, from an economic point of view, GST is comparatively better than the current Sales and Services Tax, SST. However, she noted that the 6% rate introduced in 2015 is too high for the public.
If you ask an economist, GST is actually the best form of taxation because it is really it's far better than what or the existing SST.
Mm-hmm.
You see, but the problem is that because it was when it was implemented, when was that? I can't remember what was it. So it was implemented. The percentage was relatively high. That so Malaysians were really shocked by it. So, but it is one of the lowest. Of all the GST, I think Malaysia's was the lowest.
On Thursday, the Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers, FMM, urged the government to reintroduce the GST in the revised tabling of Budget 2023.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. More headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching. TVS News at 5.